for the Robin and Egg acrylic nail art tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish. Hi everybody! In today's video I'm going to be showing you my next Easter theme design for this year, and that is going to be a robin sitting on a nest of eggs, and inside the robin there's a little magnet, so you just pull that piece off and then you can see her eggs that are underneath her. If you're looking at the nest and thinking that it looks like it would have taken a long time and been super complicated, it is not. It is super easy and it takes seconds. So I hope you guys like this as much as I do, and don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well. Bye! Begin by applying a layer of green acrylic over the entire nail. I used a green background color because I wanted it to look like the bird nest was in a tree, although our favorite little robin family lives underneath our deck, and we go and we spy on them every single year. So, you know, green background, duckboard background, whatever you want to do, it works. Then encase the nail with a layer of clear acrylic to make sure that the nail is nice and strong. It is hard to tell this in the video, but that original layer of green acrylic is so incredibly thin, it is just for the color. The green acrylic isn't going to have as much strength as clear will. There are some brands, however, that are strength acrylic that are color. So I know that Designed by Tony Lee is one of them, and there are a couple other ones, but for the most part, you do want to encase your color acrylics with clear. Then file the nail into shape with your e-file, starting out with a coarse bit to remove any bulk, then switching over to a finer bit just to smooth out the whole thing and blend it down. Then with aqua acrylic, we're going to be sculpting 3 bird eggs. So for the first one, after you have that little bit of wet acrylic down, place a magnet in the middle of it. So you have a little magnetized egg. Then shape that egg into that nice classic little oblong oval for your bird egg. So that's the first one, and that one's going to be the thickest. So after you have that first one done, let it set up for just a couple seconds and then go through and add the other 2 next to it. So those other ones are going to be a little bit thinner, almost like they're tucked behind the first one that you sculpted. So after you've got that little bit, just do them a little bit more flush with the nail. Sculpt them, make sure that you kind of tuck it around that first egg that you did so there's no overlapping. So you can see I had a little too much acrylic there, so I'm just going to swipe that away. Just make it go bye-bye. And then after you have that done, we're going to be sculpting the actual nest. And as I said, that this is, actually, I don't know if I actually said this before. It looks difficult to sculpt this nest. It looks like there's so much texture and little detail and but it isn't. Just place your brown acrylic down, spread it out into that nice rounded nest shape across the whole tip of the nail. Make sure there's plenty of acrylic to work with, and then let it set up for a second. Just kind of wait, then dip a pointy object into some clear acrylic powder. I am using a floss pick, and just kind of scribble. Basically just run that floss pick back and forth across the brown acrylic until it gets a nice textured little bird nest, like so. And then after you have that done, we're going to tightly wrap the nail with a layer of plastic wrap. Place another magnet on top of the one that's in the middle egg. Very tightly wrap it. I like to use a pinching tool to hold my plastic wrap in place, and then take some gray acrylic and start sculpting your robin. So as you're sculpting your robin, make sure that you don't let it flow down past that nest shape. So constantly be wiping it at the bottom just so that she doesn't, sit all the way on top of the whole nest. Begin with her body. And as you're doing this, the other thing you have to kind of, keep track of is that she does completely cover the eggs, because you don't want her to cover any of the nest, you want her to cover all of the eggs. So just look at it periodically to make sure that the shape is correct. After you have that first part done, then go ahead and add her head and her neck coming up. This is a fairly large shaped bird, so make sure there's enough space on the nail for that, and kind of just carve in the shape of her little bit of a neck there. And then after you have her base shape sculpted with that gray color, you're going to add her tummy color. And I know that robin redbreast is the term that most of us might know. We're going to use a coral color of acrylic instead. They're really not like that classic bright red that I have in mind whenever I think of a robin. They've got much more subdued coloring. So add that little bit of coral color across her chest, and then add her wing with brown. So this is not the same brown that I used for the nest. You want to use 2 different shades of brown just so that there's some color variance throughout the design. So the one that I used for the nest is got a bit of a shimmer quality to it, kind of like a bronze color. And the one that I'm using for her wing is more of like a reddish brown color that it does not have that shimmer in it. But just as long as you have 2 different colors, you're fine. Doesn't really matter what they are necessarily, but you just want it to be a little bit different. So add those 2. Pat that wing down, and then with some black acrylic, we're going to be adding her beak and her eye. So here's her beak, just a nice little beak. And the fun thing with this design is that everything is really cartoony. That's a new one, cartoony. I create new words all the time. Cartoony, and you don't have to worry too much about detail. So if your robin looks big as far as comparatively to the nest, that's actually just kind of plays into this whole design and adds to the effect. A little bit more acrylic on her beak. You want to make sure that the beak isn't too thin because then it'll be very fragile once you take it off the saran wrap. So then after you have that, we're going to be taking some acrylic paint and we're going to be painting all of the little details on your robin, a slight white line in the eye and across the beak. And then with some diluted black paint, we're going to be adding some little outlines and little feather texture. So as you can see, my black paint is very, very diluted, almost to the point where it's more water than it is paint, which is going to, with little strokes, give you really nice little bits of texture. And with a little bit of red, I'm going to be deepening the color on her chest. And then with gold, just very quickly brush the nest with that. And as you can see, a little bit of my diluted black paint got on my background. I'm just gonna get rid of that too. And then with a darker shade of teal than I used for my aqua eggs, I'm going to be adding a bit of shading on my eggs as well, just to kind of give them a shadow and brighten their color up a little bit. I absolutely love painting with all of these springy colors after such a long, treacherous winter. And then I'm going to be adding little bits of outlines around the eggs, applying some gel sealer over the background, just like so, and curing it, and then matte top coat over your bird and over the nest. And that is it, you guys. That's it for this whole design. I hope you guys like it as much as I do. I know this Easter is going to be unconventional for most of us, but still take the time and Easterfy your nails. It's, you know, a little normalcy in this crazy world we're in right now. And here's a Melody Minutes as well. Melody, do you have a tail? Where is it?
Back.
It's on your back? Can you wiggle your tail? Ooh, oh yeah. Hey Melody, on a scale of 1 to 10, how cute are you?
2.
2? No, say 10.
10.
Okay, let's try it again. On a scale of 1 to 10, how cute are you?
2.
No, say 10.
10.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And here's some pictures of Melody in her cute little Easter outfit. I know she would be disappointed to know she can't go see the Easter Bunny this year, but we're all staying safe and, you know, just do something to make you happy every single day and we'll get through it. So you all have my love. Good luck. See you soon. Bye.